Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and man, Britney Spears' dad, Jamie, is the worst. Oh, I just feel so bad for her. We have an update here. I just wanted to share it with you because Jamie still hasn't sat for his own deposition, but now an email got leaked to TMZ, and I'm curious where this actually came from. If this was Britney's side leaking this to make Jamie look bad as always, or if this was coming from Jamie himself for some odd reason. But Jamie's attorney has emailed Matthew Rosengart saying, we want Britney to sit for her deposition. The irony of this, and even Page 6 is reporting this way, the irony of this after he has exactly dodged his own now multiple times is just very interesting here. So I wanted to get to the bottom of, like, what does this mean? Is this typical? Should we be worried? Can Britney avoid this? Does she have to do this? I got some. I got a text from Christopher Melcher, attorney, to give me his thoughts, and I want to break down what's happening here. So let's get to it. Okay, I hate reporting about TMZ, but this is where the email was leaked to. Who leaked the email is always the most interesting part of some of these things. You can usually tell by who they're sort of Team Britney or Team Jamie, and TMZ is usually Team Jamie here. But in this instance, I can't figure out why Jamie would leak this. This doesn't seem to help him in my mind. So this makes me wonder, did Rosengart or Britney's team leak this to alert us that, yeah, Jamie's still being a pain in the butt? Well, look, so here it is. So she will, Britney Spears will sit for a wide-ranging deposition. That is, if her father gets his way. Jamie Spears' lawyer has fired off an email to Britney's attorney asking to set a date for a deposition. Jamie Spears' lawyer, Alex Weingarten, there it is, sent the email Wednesday to Britney's lawyer, Matthew Rosengart. In the email obtained by TMZ, Weingarten writes, "We write to advise that we intend to depose your client and would like to discuss a mutually agreed upon date to conduct a deposition." Just amazing because, hello, what about Jamie? The email goes on, "Of course, we will also discuss scheduling Mr. Spears' deposition with you and work with you to find a mutually agreeable date for that to proceed as well." So, I mean, the big news is the lawyer's finally acknowledging, yeah, you gotta do this deposition, otherwise you're gonna get a subpoena. I don't know why they haven't already just filed the subpoena. It does seem like they're still trying to do negotiations here, but the email does, or the articles do reveal that Rosengart has tried twice now to appeal, and now Jamie's team is writing back, said, yes, okay, we'll schedule ours soon, but we want to do it with Britney's as well. Email says Weingarten would agree to have Jamie deposed first, followed immediately with Britney's either the next day or the same week. Weingarten says he'd like the depos to go down in early March. Now, what's interesting is, like, is there an advantage to going first by doing Jamie's questionings first? Are they trying to then ask Britney's stuff to sort of try to get some information there? I wonder what the advantage is there. Is this sort of Jamie's team just trying to be sneaky, knowing they have to do this deposition at some point? They're going to get subpoenaed to do it. And, okay, well, we're going to do it. Why do they want to depo Britney? Well, sources with knowledge tell TMZ the proposed deposition of Britney would be a wide-ranging. As you know, Britney leveled numerous allegations against Jamie during the court hearing, claiming her dad refused to let her get married, have her baby. She said she also have a baby. She also said she was held against her will in the treatment facility. We're told those issues were part of the deposition. Our sources also say they want to ask Britney about child safety and possible use, among other issues. Sorry, I got to be careful on certain keywords here. As we reported, Rosengart made it clear he wants to question Jamie Spears on numerous issues relating to alleged mismanagement, conservatorship, personal gain. Email proposes a meet and confer to set dates and the ground rules for these deposition, but it ends with, "If we have not heard from you regarding these matters by close of business, we will proceed unilaterally." This certainly means they will get a subpoena for Britney, which is just, the irony is thick that they're threatening Britney to do a deposition as big old Jamie has refused and done nothing to help, when the allegations are really against him, the conservator. Did he do a good job? And now he's like, well, I love my daughter. I'm always going to protect and love my daughter. But let's go back. I need to check about the child safety. The irony of him, Jamie Spears, coming at Britney, doubting child safety, when you yourself, sir, have a restraining order against seeing your own grandson? Dude, I can't stand this man. When's he going to, like, he's on another planet. I genuinely feel like this guy is on another planet. Like, you have a restraining order against you. A judge, like, it is not hearsay. It happened, dude. And you now have an order against you based on the evidence, based on Kevin Federline, the father, the child himself, Britney, the mother, your own kid's kid. You have a restraining order against them, and you have the gall to go after Britney to say, oh, we need to check about child safety. So you had no problem with this for years. But now, when you're under the microscope, when the pressure's just squeezing you tight, Jamie, now you have the goal, I will always protect my daughter. I love my daughter, but I need to ask her some questions about child safety, because I controlled most of the child time. I dangled it over her all the time. But I'm going to go ahead and try to paint it like she was a bad mom because I don't really got anything else. I'm grasping at straws. So, Lou, anything else you want me to ask her? Okay, well, that seems like that's good enough. Love you, Lou. Oh my God, this family is abhorrent. I can't even fathom it. But it's shocking and grateful to see at least page 6 here. Another tabloid, let's be honest. But even page 6 now is Team Britney. Jamie Spears wants Britney for death after dogging, at least the headline itself is making Jamie look bad. And again, it makes me wonder, and I'm curious what you guys think, who leaked this to TMZ? Typically, we're used to seeing Jamie leak this terrible stuff to TMZ to try and curry favors or distract mode. But in this case, I don't understand why Jamie's team would have done it. And I asked Chris for that. I'll get to his comments in a second. We'll wrap it there, but I just want to get all my thoughts out. But here, page 6 sort of has a couple other sources. Jamie has already been suspended and disgraced, source has told page 6. The best thing he can do is move on, but instead he's continuing to humiliate himself and trying to harass and bully his own daughter. He should be ashamed. Fact. Now, again, this feels like this is all a pile up against Jamie, which I'm all for. And that's where I think this was leaked, because they got the email. They wanted to leak this email to show that Jamie's being crazy. Like Jamie's just resorting to the most pathetic steps now. Alex Wenger sent this email to Britney's high-powered attorney, Rosengard, on Wednesday, requesting to schedule a date for the sworn testimony. We write to advise you that we intend to depose your client. We'd like to discuss the agreed-upon time. We will obviously same thing we reported on there, that they will schedule Jamie's and do his first once they agree upon some dates. But the gall of them to say we're all finally responding, which they have to, but we're finally doing it. But oh, by the way, yeah, he's deposing his daughter too, because clearly she's a bad mom, I guess is what his implication is. Sources told TMZ he intends to question there about these two issues. However, a second source close to Britney told page 6, Britney doesn't do DRUGS, plain and simple. This is another tactic to make her look like the bad guy here. It might have worked in 2008, but it won't work now. Thank God. As for the child safety, the second source says Jamie should look in the mirror. There it is. He's the one whose grandsons have a DV restraining order against him after an incident between Britney's son in August of 2019. Ventura County District Attorney's Office declined to file the charges against Jamie at the time, but he does have the restraining order. Somehow, I don't know how they got that one to sort of... I still think something smells wrong with Kevin Federline. I think his lawyer has always been Team Jamie from the start. There's some... again, speculation here. I don't want to get sued by the Federline K-Fed's lawyer there, but I've always thought there was something going on there because the custody of the kids was a crucial key to keeping everything going along. That was the control they had over Britney above all and beyond, was the legal control over who has the kids and when. And now, I don't know if K-Fed was I just don't think he's a smart guy, just personally. And I don't know how much he really had in the say of it, but he definitely reaped the rewards. So still not a great guy in the scope of it, but I do think the lawyer, much more villainous in my mind, and getting more of the payouts and control and support by being pro-conservatorship and Jamie, and then swaying from it when need to for public opinion. That's what they've done in my eyes. Anytime they get caught, K-Fed's always like, of course we support Britney if she wants to be free. We always have. So they can play both sides, reap the rewards, but still seem like they're not the ones who did it. And I'm waiting for Jamie, and when he finally is at that low and he's gone and it's over for him, which it's going to be, I firmly believe, I'm waiting for him to finally start exposing some of the real players behind this who were also accountable. And I don't think we're going to get that until Jamie falls. So stay tuned, because I think this is going to go on for a while. So yeah, I agree with Britney's sources if they're real. Page 6, I don't always take them with a grain of salt here, but this seems right. We know all the history here, but yeah, this is crazy. Rosengart has also requested depositions for Lou Taylor and Robin Greenhill after the New York Times alleged that they worked in tandem with Jamie with black box security. So Jamie, Taylor, and Greenhill have yet to sit down with the former federal prosecutor. We served a notice of deposition to require James Spears to testify under oath on October 20th. That did not happen. He refused to appear. Rosengart told reporters outside in November, we served another deposition notice for him under oath to answer questions asked by myself, my law firm, on November 10th. He also did not appear. Jamie, Taylor, Greenhill, and Black Box Security have all denied any wrongdoing. Well, let's stay tuned to see if that's in fact true or not. I did want to get to Christopher Melcher's comments because I did ask him what his worries are, if any, about this. Is this regular? He said, Britney can stop the deposition and ask for a protective order if Weingarten asks questions that have nothing to do with her claims against Jamie or which seek privileged info. Rosengart can shield her from any bad, dangerous questioning, like hurtful questioning. Got to be careful the keyword there. But if B claims that there was no basis for a conservatorship, as opposed to just claiming that Jamie, uses authority under that conservatorship, then Jamie has the right to ask questions to support his claim that the conservatorship was necessary. That will allow a wide-ranging questions. She can limit the scope of the questions by restricting her claims to Jamie's misconduct during the conservatorship, or she can let him ask what he wants and keep her options open at trial. So it does sound like she's going to have to do this. So I asked, does she have to do this deposition? Also, was this who do you think leaked this? Who's this in benefit for? Both parties must answer questions at a depo. It's their right to prepare for trial. Not sure why it was leaked or why it's news that the parties want to know what other ones have to say before trial. The stuff about her parenting may have been leaked by Weingarten to try to get her back down, unlikely to work, or it could have been leaked by Britney's camp to make Jamie look bad. So again, it's always an interesting thing to try and figure out who actually got this story in there. They're trying to say Britney's a bad mom and they thought that would actually help them in the press? Or is that Britney's team putting it out there to say, well, look what Jamie's resorting to? In this case, I could see it both going either way. And yes, I asked, are those public? Will this, if either of them do a deposition, can this get out? And he said, yes, there are ways for the public to request said transcripts at certain points, certain ways. It's not easy, but it's possible. So it does seem like something this magnitude likely will get out. So those depositions, at least transcripts of those depositions, may eventually find their way so we can see what actually happened. But we will see. So lots to go here. What do you think? Who do you think leaked this story? Who do you think leaking the story benefited more? I want to get your thoughts down below. Make sure if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for all alerts, and smash that like button. In fact, just verify you even are subscribed, because sometimes they just unsubscribe people. And tell me in the comments again, who do you think this benefits more? Obviously, I imagine you're still angry with Jamie, as am I. But man, he's getting pretty desperate, isn't he? What a coward. In fact, that's a good name for this. It's true. He's just a coward. He can't admit anything. He can't take any responsibility. He will deny, say he loves his daughter, but then resort to things like this. It is just depressing. Thank you guys, though, for watching. We'll keep you updated. Lots more coming here on Popcorn Planet. Join us live, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.